Hi, my name's Nahid, and today we're going to have a look at bridge and how to really articulate through the whole of the spine to get up into it and all the way back down again. And we'll look at a few variations as well. So lying down into the middle of the mat, you're going to have your knees out a little bit and you're just going to gently roll down. So we're going to start articulating through the spine, scoot the belly and really send your back ribs to the back wall. And then keep going as you reach your fingertips forwards, keep going, keep going, keep going until you land onto the ground. And of course, if you can't do that, you can support yourself by coming down into your elbows. So we're going to pop our heels underneath our knees. And this is a really delicious, it's like a moving meditation. It's very calming for the nervous system and very soothing. And it's a very good example of breath-led exercise. So we're always going to have our palms turned up. So at some point throughout every single part of this, you're going to have to turn your palms. So just take a moment to settle down into the mat. And we're going to have our spine in neutral and our pelvis in neutral. And you do that by popping your hands onto your pointy bits at the top of the pelvis and your fingers, your index fingers, down to your pubic bone. And you're just going to rock your pubic bone up towards the ribs and then away from the ribs, up towards the ribs and away from the ribs. And you can see my lumbar spine lift and settle back onto the mat. And then what you want to do is find a midway between the two, where your pubic bone is in line with those two pointy parts of your pelvis, and that's your neutral spine. So it's a good little gauge to find it. And what that means is that I'm neither arching up away from the floor or flattening my back into the floor. I'm really respecting the curves in the spine. So once we've found that, you're going to bring your heels underneath your knees and really find the mat with the bones of the feet. You're going to turn your palms up. On an inhale, you're gently going to float your fingertips up to the ceiling as if you're painting stripes on the ceiling. You're going to turn your palms at some point, bend at the elbows and just rest the arms up above the head. So they're really feeling nice and rested. And bend your elbows as much as you need to make sure you haven't got any constriction in the shoulders. You're going to curl your pubic bone in towards your ribs. You're going to press down through the bones of the feet and you're gently going to lift off the pelvis and then one vertebra, the next one, and the next one, and so on and so on and so on, until you just reach your shoulder blades. Now I don't want to puff up my chest here, I want to really soften here and make contact with the back of the shoulder blades with the floor. But what I am going to do is take an inhale and raise my hip points just a little higher. So not my centre of my chest, just my hip points. And as I exhale, I'm going to curl pubic bone into ribs and lay a vertebra down one by one until the pelvis nicely rests onto the ground. I'm going to inhale, fingertips way back behind me, and exhale as I paint the ceiling with my fingertips, turning the palms at some point until I end up with the back of the hands on the mat. So we're going to do this a few times, it's really soothing. Let's go. Inhale, lift, arms up overhead, turn palms, bend the elbows. Exhale, press into feet, curl pubic bone, and nice and slowly lifting off one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, slowly, mindfully down. Inhale, you're going to reach your fingertips way back behind you, and as you exhale, scoop the belly, keep that scoop, and bring the fingers all the way back down, turning the palms. And let's take that 2 more times. Inhale, turn palms, exhale, press into feet, curl pubic bone, lift one up at a time. Inhale, lift higher, exhale, gently down. Inhale into fingertips, exhale. Turn palms slowly down. Inhale. Turn palms. Exhale. Inhale. Good, you're going to hug one knee into the chest and then the other knee into the chest. And then you're going to curl your head up towards your knees. And slowly release. And then taking the back of the thighs, we're just going to rock up along the spine, sitting up on your sit bones, and then roll all the way down onto your shoulder blades again. So we don't want to roll onto the neck. So we rock up, sitting on the sit bones, and rock all the way back down again. Rock up, and rock all the way back down again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slow this down by really pressing my back of my thighs into my hands. And as I do that, I'm just going to curve the back, make a C shape. And as my feet leave the floor, I'm rocking on the back of my pelvis, and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, until I end up back onto my shoulder blades again. Head touches down, and then I'm going to press into my hands, curl all the way up through the ribs. As I press thighs into my hands and lift all the way up again. And we'll do that one more time. Curve the back. And press the back of the thighs into hands, and then slowly and with control come onto my shoulder blades, rest the head. Inhale here and rock all the way up by curling up through the spine, pressing thighs into the back of the hands and lifting up into my sit bones. And releasing it there. So yoga doesn't have to be about really big movements. It can be about really slow, soothing movements. And that will leave you feeling incredibly calm, as well as giving you lots of space in the spine, and that's really what we want to be doing here. Hello, I'm Nahid, and today we're going to do some core work, because of course if you haven't got a nice strong contained torso, you're just flailing your limbs about in space. So let's have a little look at doing some very controlled movement. There's going to be quite a bit of repetition as well. So if you're ready, let's get down to the mat. We're going to sit down and just make sure there's nothing around us, and we've got some nice space here. And then we're going to roll all the way down. You can come down on your elbows, or you can come rolling down through the spine, which is a nice way to warm it up a little bit. And then you're going to walk your heels in just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to curl up, and we're going to break it down for the first time. So we're going to inhale and take your hands just behind your head. So what we want to do here, we don't want to use the hands to pull the head up. We're using the hands to really rest the weight of the head into. We're curling up through the spine. So take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, you're going to curl the spine off the mat. You're going to inhale up into the ceiling. You're going to exhale, take your hand to the back of the thigh. You're going to inhale, lift them higher. And you're going to exhale all the way back down again. And we're going to do a few repetitions of this. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl all the way up. Inhale, come up higher. Exhale, hold on to the back of the thigh and come up a little bit higher. Nice. Inhale, lift up through the hand. Exhale, all the way down. So you need to really manage that. It's a lot harder saying it and doing it. So we inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale, a little bit higher. Exhale, hold on to thighs and lift yourself up even more. Inhale, exhale, and slowly come down. Try and keep your elbows nice and wide. You should be feeling the burn after 3. Are we ready? Let's do 2 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, hands to back of thighs, lift and higher still. Inhale and slowly exhale. So never at any point throughout this do I just want to collapse down. It's really nice and controlled. One more time. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lifting higher. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, let's take a different variation. So still working the same abdominals. You're going to take one leg, one foot off the ground, and then the other foot off the ground to come into a tabletop position. And when you do this, you want to make sure you're still in neutral spine. So you don't want to dome your belly up. You want to draw that nicely in. And you want to make sure your pubic bone isn't pointing up towards you or too much away from you. So we don't want to arch here. In fact, putting a hand underneath your lumbar spine, curling pubic bone in towards your ribs is a really good way to stop yourself from doming up through the belly. So knees should be somewhere above the hips. I need to take my knees back a little bit just to make sure I'm not rolling too far forward. I'm going to curl pubic bone into ribs, and then very slowly I'm going to just dip one toe down onto the mat. I'm going to inhale here. So exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. If I want to make it a little bit harder, I'm going to exhale and inhale. So slow mindful movements are a lot more powerful and a lot stronger than just going through things with momentum. So exhale here and inhale here. Play with your breath and see what works for you. And exhale here. Okay, a little change. I'm going to this time take my left knee all the way out. I'm going to make sure I don't rock up with this right knee and draw it all the way back in again. So really working on obliques. Inhale, take it out. And exhale, take it all the way back in again. Inhale, take it out. And exhale, slowly with control, take it back in. Inhale, take it out. And exhale, take it all the way back in. And just to finish off, let's dip the toe down for one, and exhale back in for two, and exhale back in. And then you're going to hug the knees to your chest. You're going to circle the knees in one direction, circle the knees in the other direction, and rolling all the way back up to sitting. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel above. Really look forward to seeing you again next time.